I will be taking you to the Titanic of the Gulf in Ajman. These are the remains of MV Dara. MV Dara was a British passenger ship built in 1948. She traveled mostly in the Persian Gulf and Indian subcontinents, carrying expats working in the nations of the Gulf. It sank on the 8th of April, 1961, due to an explosion, which also caused huge fires on the ship, taking the lives of 238 people on board, while the survivors suffered from burns, injuries, and wounds from the explosion. MV Dara traveled from Bombay and reached Dubai on the 7th of April. It was unloading cargoes, embarking and disembarking passengers when the wind picked up. Another ship that had dragged her anchor in a bad weather collided with Dara. Captain Elson that time decided to take out the anchorage and ride out of the storm. Due to the bad condition, there was no opportunity to disembark people on board who were not intended to travel, including the families and friends of those who will travel, also including the immigration officials and cargo handlers. On the 8th of April, Dara was returning to harbor when an explosion happened and started several huge fires. The explosion shut down the steering and the generator of Dara, and the launching of the lifeboats were impeded due to the very bad weather at that time, and also because of the fire spreading below the deck. Eyewitnesses have described the overturning of overcrowded lifeboats because of the huge waves, and there were also damaged lifeboats at that time. The survivors on the lifeboat were aided by different ships in the vicinity, which are the Japanese, German, and British ships. Also, the boats coming from Ajman, Dubai, and Quwain. They were all taken to a nearly completed hotel in Dubai as a triaging place, and the overcrowded Al Maktoum Hospital opened a field to help the people who survived the tragedy. There were speculations about the explosion. They believed that it was the cause of an implanted explosive device that was deliberately placed by an Omani group of rebels or individual insurgents. The British Solicitor General, Sir John Hobson, testified before the court that it was the fighters of the Dhofar Rebellion has caused the explosion, that they have planted an anti-tank landmine inside the ship. But unfortunately, there was no forensic evidence that has ever been provided to prove that the bomb was the cause of the tragedy. The wreck now lies 15 meters underwater, housing different kinds of marine animals in Ajman, and has become one of the famous dive sites in UAE. But may the souls of the 238 people who lost their lives in the ship find rest and peace. And may the people of UAE never forget the tragedy of April 8, 1961.